What up, YouTube? This is kind of like the part two to my first video of how picture books are made. I also wanted to come back with a second video to kind of close up the loop because it would be nice to know after it's made, well, what's the 32-page picture book layout? Well, in this video, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about the 32-page picture book layout. This is not the only layout, but this is one of the more popular ones that you'll see in the publishing industry. First, you have look at the screen. First, you have the front cover, and right after that, you have the two end pages. As an illustrator, you really don't want to leave these pages blank. You want to use these two pages to really give like a summary or an indication of what the book is about through some sort of visual storytelling, how we do as illustrators. Really take that time to really give the reader some anticipation of what they're about to dive into. Then you have the publishing page. This is where the publisher puts their information on that page, like the copyright and who wrote the book and that sort of a thing. And then you have, right after that, the title page. Right after that, the next page is where the story begins. This is normally page 3. Now, this is your job now. From here, as an illustrator, from here you have here and 14 and a half pages are your opportunity to grab your reader's attention, because you have 14 and a half pages to tell your story through illustrations. All that's your world. That's where we as illustrators are supposed to shine. We take those 14 and a half pages and wow our readers. Now, when you get to the end, some illustrators like to leave this page blank. I challenge and admonish you to not leave that page blank and use that as to maybe add some more storytelling. Don't leave it blank. If you have to, then that's fine, but I would advise that you don't, because it gives you more opportunity to sell and tell your story. And then you have the two end pages, and after that you have the back cover. Now, moving right along, what size should your picture book be? Now, this is not a hard rule, but as a beginner illustrators, which is my community, new and amateur illustrators, you might want to start with vertically 8x10 format, or you can start with the 10x8 horizontal format. These are good formats, and a lot of times what will dictate what you're going to be using for your format will be the story. Like if you have a story that's like has a lot of perspective, looking up and looking down, then you might want to use the vertical format. But if you have a story that's like almost like take place like a movie screen, then you may want to use the horizontal format, because when you open up the book, that spread gives you that sort of movie cinematic widescreen sort of a thing. So these are just good starting points as a new or amateur illustrator, what you can start with. And if you're not sure what format to use, you can ask your author, if you're dealing with a self-publishing author, or ask the publisher. Don't assume that they want a particular format, because that's a big mistake that amateurs and new illustrators can make. Assuming that something is something else. It's not. It doesn't make you look unprofessional. Questions are your friends, because they inform you of what you should be doing. Another thing you want to be watching out for when you creating your book is the gutter. The gutter. I did it. I was informed by one of my mentors, my teachers, to watch out for, because I drew a nice illustration, but when I showed it to her, she quickly pointed out I had too much action happening in the gutter. This happened some time ago, so I had to learn that. Also, the trim of a book is where the book is going to be cut. So looking at the diagram on the screen, that little red line I have there, or that perforated line, is the where the book is going to be cut, and then there's the bleed. The bleed is the trim plus a little extra, and that's the part that's going to get cut off. When you create your illustrations, this is a pro tip. Draw all the way to the bleed. That's why when you're using these art programs, you want to have guides in front of you so you know exactly where's your trim and where's your bleed, and you want to draw all the way to the bleed, because when it cuts it off exactly where it needs to be. So anyway, yeah, so this is the 32 page picture book format. I also covered a couple of things like gutter, trim, and bleed to add on a little bit of bonus. Anyway, as always, love y'all, peace out, and God bless. Catch you on the next one.